So the Spirit Bomb event is finally out on the global version, and we do have a lot of players trying to figure out how exactly to get all the missions for this event. So essentially, this event, you want to go ahead and do a certain amount of damage to the bosses and the enemy. So the first boss, you want to do 40 million damage total, which would be Kid Buu. Then the second boss against Omega, you want to deal 30 million or more damage in total, and that would be the Omega Shenron stage. Now, I will say, I mean, it's pretty obvious. For the first two stages, they are intending you to use the 8th anniversary units. If you see right here, Boo does end in a physical phase. No, int phase, I believe. Yeah, extreme int. He's extreme int the whole time. And Omega ends in an extreme physical type phase. So essentially, you want to run those 8th anniversary units if you have them. They're definitely the best units for the event here, but I would not say that this event necessarily is like you're required to use those units. There are still a lot of options where you can get a majority of the missions at bare minimum, which I will show you some actual units that you can use besides 8th anniversary units if you really need. But the best surefire way to hit this goal is to use the 8th anniversary units, I feel, or a secret third option that I'll talk about. But before we continue on, you have to note that you cannot use any units that have a nuking leader skill or double man, right? So you got to keep that in mind. No nuke leaders are allowed. Plus, on top of that, I'm sure you guys have seen there are the special friends here, and with the special friends, you are only able to use certain friend leads. For example, in the Buu Saga one, it's the Super Saiyan 2 Goku, and then the Super Saiyan, or the Super Vegeta actually, LR, and then right here for the Omega one, I believe you can use a couple more. Yeah, the Full Power Super Saiyan 4 Goku, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, and then LR Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta are the units you are able to use in this situation. And I'd say that those are actually pretty good leads overall, because both of these, this guy leads Majin Buu Saga. I don't think you actually lead Majin Buu Saga, but these you lead GT heroes, and that's going to be very, very important, right? So, if you take a look here, this one was pretty easy. If you have the 8th anniversary LR, you just charge the Spirit Bomb for like the full 5 turns. You see right here all the way at the back, I did have 5 turns left. I had Kid Buu on rotation in this unit, so I was able to do enough damage to go ahead and beat it pretty easily. Got the 48 mil right there. Very, very nice to see. Now, this Omega event is the one that I feel like is going to be the more annoying one, actually, funny enough. The Omega Shenron event, the issue with this event is you can basically kill the enemy, right? So, like, if you take a look here, you see we have the physical Omega Shenron. He one-shots you at the end of the phase, basically. So, if you take a look here, if you don't use the attack at the end of this phase, you do actually end up getting one shot, and that is definitely a big issue that will, prevent you from potentially setting up certain rotations. So you do need to keep in mind when you're actually going to finish off the bar. If you see right here with each super attack you do against the first phase, it basically depletes a minus energy bar there. He doesn't take any damage until this physical phase. Now, this physical phase is interesting because you don't actually do any damage to Omega Shenron unless you are doing at least 10 million damage, right? So you have to do 10 million damage to actually do damage to him. The stupid thing about this is that they are like, oh yeah, we're going to make them get one shot when you hit him for 10 mil damage, right? Instead of like, oh, he still lives. So like, if you see in this situation, I did use the nuking items here, and then I nuked with my 55% GT Vegeta and had him super attack first. But the issue is, ended up killing before he did that. So the reason why I super attacked with him first is because I wanted to get the attack buff. So what you could do is you could reset until you get a certain turn like this. Where is it? Where is the turn that at the beginning of the turn, right? So you see how the attacks are, where there's Omega attacking all in the second slot. And then what you would do is you would put Vegeta right here in the third slot, give him all the nuking orbs, right? And then you're able to basically get one shot by your unit in the second slot, and GT Vegeta still has his nuking ability. Otherwise, if there's any attack in the third slot and the one shot attack is in the third slot, what's going to happen is that you're going to one shot with the Super Saiyan Vegeta if you're using the nuking ability. And this is my 55% Vegeta here. You got 15 mil right there. And if you take a look here, I did do another attempt right here without using any nuking items, right? If you take a look right here, I did not actually end up using any nuking items for the turn, right? And we just had the revive up. We had double support, right? We had a couple of leaks active. But if you take a look here, as you see, we didn't meet the damage requirements. And then once we got one shots, we actually still did not meet the requirements. We're barely off by just a teensy tiny bit, right? We had 28 mil, right? And I was like, that's very frustrating. However, again, this is my 55% GG duels. So if you do have like at least a dupe in them, you're able to clear that pretty easily. What you could try to do is you could try to use like one attack up item or one or two attack up items instead of like the nuking items. That may allow you to still hit the actual target damage whilst not one-shotting the enemy before with the super attack. Because one thing about this unit's super attack is that it does actually raise his attack for the turn, which is very, very good. Being able to greatly raise the attack for the turn is nice. And obviously you want to make sure you prioritize potentially stacking attack with this unit, so that they're able to get a lot of extra damage into the Spirit Bomb. But ideally, if you can, you want to get the super attack off without one-shotting. Or again, you could do the other strategy where you just refresh over and over until you get that specific turn where you could nuke with him in slot 3. Then that for sure would be able to hit it even at 55%. Now again, I said earlier, there is an option for you to not have to use the 8th anniversary LRs, because I'm sure many of you guys don't have the 8th anniversary LRs. And this character also benefits from this thing. So if you see right here, you can land on a tile that takes away 51% of your HP, which will allow you to get the standby skill with this unit and this unit. However, there's another unit that can benefit from this. AGLR Gohan. Now, AGLR Gohan, he has his EZA global as well, obviously, and he had his EZA and JP. This unit is one of the most powerful nuking units in the game, and he has built-in crit already and everything like that. You can get him turn 1 transformed, so this guy you could actually get out pretty easily, I feel like, in both the Kid Buu fight and the Omega fight. If we take a look here, I did do a video about all missions nuking. If I guess if you want more exact in detail, you could watch the video, but this is what kind of this is for. So this is the team build I ran right here with the Gohan, and I also did end up running the support memory here. This is the not the Buu Saga, the Cell Saga 15% support memory from Infinite Dragon Ball History. Based on the damage I did, you don't actually need to use that, but that works. So you see, this is the team I had. So you want to make sure you run Super Saiyan Gokus, right? This guy, funny enough, is going to get his EZA, and at the time on GP right there, he didn't have his EZA, but you want to make sure you do have Super Saiyan Gokus on the team, so you can get Gohan's full passive with the extra attack buff. I had Turles, I had Kid Buu, and then I had the Entered 16. I brought the Super Strike 16 because the other 16s would die too easily, and I wanted to make sure, you know, okay, well, this 16 can guard and stuff like that, and he's like the tankiest version of him, because this boss actually does do some decent damage, right? Especially if you fall under the tiles, so we want to really be careful about that. But yeah, again, we just kind of go through with the flow here, and if you see here, I did get Agil Gohan with the Super Saiyan Goku. So what we're going to do is we're going to transform with the Agil LR Gohan instantly, and I actually did play the OST right there, which is pretty fun. So I did go ahead and use the nuking item right here with Chilai. We were able to get the full key sphere field, I believe, with Agil Orbs, or 16 orbs right there. We didn't have Kid Buu's full support, by the way, and I guess speaking of support, and actually, you know, you guys do have his Bulma. I brought her up earlier, but Bulma is a unit you can use. You can just throw her on a team with her off-turn rotation support, and she'll help a lot. Like, this extra damage, if you have Bulma, that's going to be really good for both this unit and this unit. It'll help them out quite a bit with the Spirit Bomb damage they could potentially do. But if we just play this right here, we're able to see Agil Gohan is able to get the full buff because we're above the HP threshold. We got 42 million attack stat right there with the full nuking orbs, and I believe he crit here, if I'm not mistaken. No, he did not crit, so we didn't actually meet the damage requirements. But obviously, if he crit there, he would have 100% met the damage requirements. I don't know if I actually show it in the video, so yeah, I do show it in the video. This time we actually get the same amount of 16 orbs, but we have the 50% support from Dokkan Fist Kid Goku, which is also, that doesn't matter, right? So we shoot up to 50 mil this time with the Dokkan Fist Kid Goku 50% support. And then I think that Tech Super Saiyan Goku shares more links, right? So we got the crit that time, and we more than easily got the 40 million mission, which is very good. Right here, I decided to try a few extra units. So I did try the Goku right here, the GT Goku, on the Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta team. He got 19 mil, and like, that's okay, right? No crit. He could have got 20 mil with the crit, so worst case scenario, if you don't have like Angel Gohan or any of these units, you can still get a majority of the missions done. This mission is really good, but you're still able to get some of these missions at the bare minimum, which I guess arguably is better than nothing. But just to see what some of these other units could do, I tried Barlot as well, right? Barlot was able to get a good amount of orbs, I think, right here. 18 orbs. I had Piccolo supports, and then he did 14 mil, but obviously, now we have Ejo or Gohan here, very similar situation, where I used Chilai. She didn't even change orbs the first time, but as you see here, we got 13 key spheres. And then, actually, yeah, I put Carnival Goku in the first slot, so 15. And obviously, we don't have to do as much damage to Omega as we have to Kid Buu, so it's not really going to be that big of a deal. And if you see right here, Ejo Gohan, 46 million, that is definitely going to be enough to do the damage 30 mil required to Omega Shenron. Not an issue at all. Bam. Well, we didn't crit, actually. Okay. Again, do I reset to get a crit? I don't know. No, I was like, nah. Because like 27 mil without a crit, with a crit, you would be able to hit it. And you may be thinking, whoa, my Gohan doesn't have dupes. You don't have to worry. Again, when he transforms, he has under 58% HP. So you already have a high chance to crit. So you just need the 50-50 to come through. My Gohan has like 3 crit in his hidden potential system. So yeah. Again, if you have some of these units, it won't be too bad. There are, again, extra units that are on global, like Bulma. I mean, who else could you potentially use that's also on global? I'm not sure. I mean, like, could you use this guy? Maybe this unit would be able to do something interesting against Omega, because they're a nuking unit. I don't know. I mean, Cooler, maybe, if you are able to stack them up, but not really. So yeah, I think Edo Gohan is definitely the easiest strat to go ahead and get with that mission. I'm not seeing any other units that pop up at the top of my eye. I mean, maybe Ma Junior, if you're able to nuke with him, he could potentially be an interesting option. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So let me know what you guys think about this nuking event. Maybe you think it's stupid. I think it's okay. You know, you have plenty of opportunities to get the 8th anniversary lures at the bare minimum, especially on global with the tickets and everything. Obviously, nothing is ever really confirmed, but at bare minimum, you can get a good amount of the missions even without them. And if you have Ejo Gohan, you are more than good, which many people would have. So let me know what y'all think. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.